Welcome, everyone, to the L7C Podcast College Football Edition. Today, we are back. The Ohio State Buckeyes were not in championship Saturday, but it affected us immensely. We got the college football pod, the OGs of the L7C, Byron and Cedric. How are you guys doing today?
I am doing good today. Better than I was yesterday. That's for sure.
I know you was going through it yesterday.
Oh, the
Saints. Twitter knows you was going through it too.
Yeah,
for the
college football fans, if you remember last year, Byron was the leader of the Fire Kerry Coombs movement. Byron is now the leader of the Fias Dennis Allen movement of the New Orleans Saints.
Like, shit's wild, man. I went to sleep. I didn't even see the end of the game. I saw y'all blew a good one, too, to Tom. And then I just saw the tweets. I was like, oh, my Lord. It was like, Byron's not happy.
I try to be calm during Saints games. I really do. I just couldn't last night. Those last 5 minutes were the worst 5 minutes of football I've ever seen.
I'm just glad you're okay. Thought someone had to send a wellness check, make sure you was good.
I mean, I went to sleep laughing. I'm not going to cap.
Martin saw you in turmoil and pain on Twitter, was dying in bed, just like, oh, look at Byron, he's suffering.
I was, no cap. And I was reading the messages, and Chuck said he's going to make that Tom Brady thing his screens. I was like, huh?
See, Chuck just not shit, too. Also, thing was the thing I've been waiting to say. I've been wanting to say to Chuck for years. It's like, you weren't even born the last time the Cowboys won the Super Bowl.
Oh man. Well, let's get to the Buckeyes. So, going into last Friday night, we were the number 5 seed. Georgia was 1, Michigan was 2, TCU was 3, USC was 4. All 4 of those teams were playing. We were not. The biggest thing is that we were ranked ahead of Alabama, so we would get first dibs if something opened up. You go into that Friday night. I think Ohio actually had the biggest viewer rating of this game, which is terrible. But Utah was playing USC in the Pac-12 championship game. If you do remember, Utah came back and beat USC when we were all together, when we had that phenomenal Saturday that us three, the crew, were watching close game after close game after close game. Utah came back last second. Caleb Williams jumped CJ, new Heisman frontrunner. This was going to seal it for him. Game, set, match. The beginning, first quarter, USC was up 14-3. But then Utah scored 14 in the second. USC scored 3, so we're at tie. Utah takes a 7-point lead in the third, and then they just busted the doors on USC, scoring 23 in the fourth quarter. And Utah wins the Pac-12 a second year in a row, 47-24. Byron, I know Cedric has said this too. You don't sleep on the Utes after they put 45 on our asses last year.
You do not sleep on the Utes, especially if they beat you previously in the same year. They were out to make a name for themselves because no one believed that. No, not gonna say no one believed, but a lot of people believe that USC would just walk into Utah will walk into the Pac-10 and lose, and then USC would be in the top 4 teams. But Utah said, "No, don't forget about us."
USC defense is booty. That's what that game showed. Their defense is booty cheeks. That's on them. They fumbled the bag. It was right there. They had it. It was right there.
1000% agree. Which I need to go to Mr. Private Play himself. Lincoln. You had this. You know what, Lincoln? I feel bad for you. So I only say this for people I feel bad for. Lincoln, my brother in Christ. Like, you really failed. It was literally right there. You win one game and you are in. And you lose. And you're not even in the Rose Bowl. That's how bad. Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing? So when that clock hit 0, I felt like this state, the Twitter exploded, especially Ohio Twitter. Oh my Lord.
Well, it also doesn't help when you got the coach shouting out.
Yeah.
Right.
You're welcome, Coach Day.
I don't know how I felt about that. I'm like, dang. I mean, he was like, dang, he's self-aware, but he's like, he's not lying.
Right.
I mean, hey, yo, that's the best thing you can say because hey, we going to the Rose Bowl, and we ain't gotta play. We ain't gotta play OSU. I don't know. Listen, the crazy thing is, who they play? Purdue?
No, they're going to play Penn State, which that's actually.
That's going to be a good game.
Really? You think so?
I mean, Penn State's only lost to Ohio State and Michigan.
Right.
Yeah, but like.
I don't know if they can keep.
Penn State was like night and day, though, like Ohio State and Michigan. Like, they played horrible against Michigan.
They did. Yeah. They did.
And they played good against us. I don't know what to expect if they play Utah.
That's true. That's true. But he said, shout out Coach Day. Twitter starts going crazy. People doing the Undertaker meme of OSU rising up, saying we're back in it because we were at 5 and we're like, USC's out. We know they out because they've already lost twice to the same team. You go into the other game, TCU, Big 12 championship game. They lose their game in overtime. They were down a majority of this game. Literally, they were down until the fourth quarter. They storm all the way back. Tie the game, go to overtime. We love asking this guy these questions because he always goes. TCU had a 4th down on the goal line in overtime. They elect to not kick the field goal. They go for it on 4th, don't get it. Kansas State just did 3 little moves to the middle, kicked the field goal, game over. Byron, how did you feel about the final plays?
Man, we were at GalaxyCon watching this. I was like, overtime is literally your last chance to score. If you don't score, all Kansas State has to do is kick a field goal. In that situation, you have to put points on the board because you never know what Kansas State's going to do. And they didn't. And Kansas State won.
And they lost just because people were disrespecting, not the L7C podcast, of course, but people were disrespecting TCU. Other people like, oh no, they might be out, even though they lost by a field goal to the number 10 team in the country. Cedric, what were you thinking when TCU lost that game? Were you like, are they out? Or what'd you think?
I ain't gonna lie. I was like, man, they got one loss. I was really hoping at that point. I was like, man, I hope they stay in because that Max Duggan, man, shout out to that. And they like, I don't give a damn how they lost. That was just horrible. Well, I give a damn how they lost. That was horrible play calling at the end there. My dude really busted like a 40-yard run. And then the next play runs it into the end zone. Like, I could tell dude was gassed. Like, he was putting it all out there. Like, you know it's bad when you done hit that tying touchdown and you're like, yo, I can't celebrate, yo. I'm about to die. Like, breathing heavy. Like, y'all get away from me. I need to breathe. Like, my life is on the line right now. Y'all out here doing too much.
Max Duggan threw for 251 yards and ran for 110.
Like, that's fucking insane.
And touchdowns on both passing and throwing. I was nervous. I'm not going to lie, because they try and send TCU ever since they made them that 7-point favorite to Texas for underdog to Texas for no reason. I was nervous because I'm sitting here. I was like, are they really about to put 2-loss Alabama over these clowns? Nah, I can't do it. I can't. Then you go to the Big Ten.
Was lobbying for it.
Oh my gosh! Let me talk about Nicholas. I gotta talk about Nicholas and Stephen A.
Everybody full names.
So so Nick, he was campaigning saying TCU has a bad loss. They lost to the number 10 team in the country in overtime on a field goal. Let's calm down there. And then he was talking about like, oh, our wins. Alabama, if you look at their schedule, they didn't beat anybody. Their best win is against Texas.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
With a backup quarterback who TCU had the real quarterback. took him out.
Yeah. Like I said, man, look, Nick Saban loved the lobby. That's all he do.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yo, let me just plead my case one time, okay? I'm just gonna say what I can say, and hopefully y'all niggas don't actually look up the fact checks.
Yes, sir. Because I'm sitting there, I'm like, bro, who did you beat? You didn't beat anybody.
But you know what? Hey, he can talk his shit because guess who they get to play?
It's like Kansas State, don't they?
Kansas State, yep, the Sugar Bowl.
Since he wants to talk some shit, but they have a bad loss. All right, keep that same energy because if Kansas State upsets y'all, oh, Nicholas.
Yeah,
we're going to be having conversations.
Yeah, Nicholas was talking to smack when his team has lost twice. His team should have 4 losses. They should have lost to both Texases.
Yeah,
Quinn Ewers
they really should have.
Quinn Ewers plays. They beat Alabama. Jimbo has a brain. They beat Texas A&M beats them. Like you need to calm that down. And Stephen A was trying to bring that up. I gotta talk to you too, my brother, because I actually like you. But when you were trying to read out, he was trying to read Kansas TCU's schedule, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, he was not going to read people who Alabama played, obviously, because
Of course.
But then let me read some teams that Alabama played.
Well, let's get one thing while you're reading that. Mm-hmm. Let's not forget that at the time that Alabama lost to LSU, LSU wasn't ranked in the top 25.
Correct.
In the AP poll. That's what got them in the college football rankings of number 7 because you lost to fucking LSU.
They had the major. They lost to LSU and LSU jumped and they won. They didn't even win the damn SEC West, Alabama. LSU did.
Yep.
So if you want to talk about bad losses, let's be 100% real. Like, y'all niggas lost to an unranked team at the time.
It's okay, bro. They beat UL Monroe. Ooh. They beat Austin Perry.
I don't know who that is. Those are starting to sound like bands.
They played Utah State,
singing
155.
groups.
But no, their argument, like once they were behind Ohio State, there was no chance they were getting in. But
no,
Michigan was in a close game with Purdue at halftime. Then Michigan extended, so Michigan won the Big Ten 2 years in a row, the East and the whole thing. Their first time they were 13-0 since we've expanded to these games. And the team that Cedric was just talking about, LSU, who had this big momentum, then lost to Texas A&M, which goes to play Georgia. And Georgia hangs up a 50 burger on them.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Georgia to drop 50 on LSU.
I mean, I was. I ain't gonna cap.
50?
Bro, I because I honestly thought the game was just gonna be just a shootout. And it just mattered on who got key stops. Because this is SEC football. And unfortunately, like LSU has a decent defense, a good enough defense, but for some fucking reason, Stetson Bennett be having them random ass games where that nigga be just running all over the place and just flings the ball like 40 yards down the field, and somehow some receiver's just wide ass open and catches it and runs it for a touchdown. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, so they clearly established themselves as the number 1 team in the country there. Then you go to the Sunday, Selection Sunday. The final rankings, Georgia, clear-cut number 1, 13-0. Michigan, clear-cut number 2, 13-0. TCU stays at 3, 12-1. And then number 4, Ohio State, 11-1.
God is good.
God is good. Thank you, Utah, because let's just keep it 100 as we do on here. We do not get in the playoffs unless USC loses.
Facts.
You know what's crazy?
What's up?
USC dropped like 6 fucking spots.
Yeah, let's talk about that, bro. They dropped from 4 to 10.
Like, that's so fucked up. I'm sorry.
Right. They didn't have to drop them that far because Utah was ranked 11 when they played.
And I just laugh because when Tennessee lost, right at that point in time, they dropped to like 7 or 8.
Yeah, and they stay at 7.
And when Alabama lost, they dropped to 7. Shit, USC loses, they drop to 10.
Yeah, so the final Alabama 5, Tennessee 6, which I'm not going to argue. Clemson, ACC champs, 7, Utah 8, Kansas State 9, USC 10. And then if you just want to wonder for when 2024 happens, Penn State 11, Washington 12. So, guys, we're in the playoffs. No, not thanks to us, but
yeah.
Martin, you get your matchup. Well, not Martin.
Ooh, no.
OSU fans of the past, they wanted I wonder what it'd be like if we play Georgia. Well, you about to fucking find out. So
I wanted to get the Michigan shit. Yeah, so we get in the playoffs. Our prize, the number 1 team in the country, the defending national champions, Georgia, and you are playing them in the Peach Bowl in Atlanta, New Year's Eve, main event, 8 p.m.
I'll tell you, man.
7-point underdogs right now, Ohio State is at this moment.
The best part is fans are really talking shit like they want Michigan again. It's like, man, bro, didn't we just lose to their asses? Chill for a second. Let it rest for a minute.
That's where I was contemplating if I even wanted us in. Because I was like, I don't want to get our ass whooped by Georgia. And this, I'm sorry, the people here, a lot of them are fragile. I don't know. We talked about this in our group message. I truly don't know the mental health state this state would be in if we played Michigan again in the playoffs and lost.
Oh no, yeah, no, everyone's on life alert. You gotta be on watchful eye. The couch is coming back. Those things is burning all over campus.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to be looting, raising canes and everything. It's going to be fucking nuts. I would never want to be those are the moments I'm glad I live in Cleveland. We 2 hours away. I'll watch that shit on the news though.
There's already people talking about oh, you're going to buy tickets to the national championship game. Asking I was like, for what? We have to play Georgia. Y'all need to stop acting like we're just going to y'all need to calm it down a bit. They're like, oh, I can't wait for this OSU Michigan national championship. I'm like, first of all, don't act like TCU's just going to go there and just die.
Right.
They got pride over there. They're actually, they are the first Texas team to make the college football playoff.
Good for them.
That is true.
Them. That's what's up.
Yeah. And then
I also thought we assuming we beaten Georgia that easily. I done seen. I'll keep it 100. If we beat Georgia, that'd be amazing. God done shined on our ass that day. We ain't winning the national championship because I done seen this nigga Stetson Bennett do things in the SEC that I'll say this, Martin. That nigga was Bryce Young-esque running around there. No one being able to sack him.
During the LSU
I'm like,
game.
This dude is 25 years old.
He is.
White dude with a fucking Jew fro. And he is slinging that. Bro, he be slinging that fucking rock.
He does.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
And also J.J. McCarthy from Michigan, who we made a Michigan legend now. He said, I don't care if we play him again. Bring it on.
I bet.
He said, please bring them on.
And I'm just sitting here. I'm like, wow, we've become laughing stocks to them now. They're just like, all right, we'll just play them. Who cares? But we got a couple weeks. We have this pod, and then we're not coming back until that game
next
week.
Year.
No, because we have to preview the game. So we'll be back in 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah. Is it 3 or 2? Is it
27th?
Yeah, 27th. Is that 3 weeks? Or 2 weeks?
That's 3 weeks.
Oh,
I do quick math. That's 21 days.
Oh, I got it. I'm happy. I usually don't get those right, but we'll be back then. And then after that, the last one will be at the end of the national championship if we are winning or if we're at home. But I can't even say winning or at home. If we're winning or playing. Because I'm not going to lie. If we play TCU, I don't know. McCarthy was running all over. All right. Dugan's faster than McCarthy.
Yeah, he really had a 40-yard gain against Kansas State.
Our corners are dookie.
Well, let's talk about them. We got 3 weeks.
We get eaten alive.
We got 3 weeks. I mean, I heard this question, which was a good one. What do you think is a strength we have over Georgia as of right now?
Fans.
That's a fucking good one.
I'll say this.
That's a good one. I'm serious.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Because, well, okay. Receivers. I still think we have the best receiving core in the nation.
I agree with that.
I
agree with that.
They have talent as well. It's a Power 5 school. They recruit well. Other than that, I mean, because our running backs are fucking all hurt. And so it's just a matter of who's healthy and good to go. CJ is dope. But shit, Stetson Bennett isn't no slouch. He's in Heisman talk.
And he's a Heisman finalist, God.
Yeah.
But I agree with. I do. Our strongest thing is Harrison and Ibuka and like Fleming and. But the problem is when they're actually like serious. Georgia's defense is no joke.
Oh, they the shit.
Speaking of another top wide receiver, as we talked about when we previewed, Georgia said, "Ain't no way in hell we letting Hyatt get over the top."
Yeah,
and they did not let him get over the top.
Yeah,
and that is scary because that is those whoever you like. I know Ohio people like Harrison. Those are the two best receivers in the country, Harrison and Hyatt. And they said, "No, we ain't letting this happen." Oh hell, y'all ain't doing us like you did Bama. Oh no.
Yeah, because Tennessee, honestly, I think is the second best receiving core in the country.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%.
And Georgia just handled them very well, man.
And people are trying to compare this to, this is 2014 all over again, coming in as a 4th seed. First of all, we need to debunk that. One, when we came in 2014, we came in as a 4th seed after just beating Wisconsin 59-0 in the Big Ten championship. Like our momentum was we had momentum. We were playing like for our lives. We haven't played. We didn't have that game. We were sitting at home.
Yeah, because we lost to Michigan.
So it's like
I know some of them people started eating good too. They started giving up, thinking there was no chance in hell.
Oh, yeah. Yes, they did. I mean, people giving up, like, oh, they're not gonna make it. People transfer. I just sent the thing today that Byron's boy might be transferring out.
Alan Hayden might be going back home to Tennessee.
Hey, remember what we talked about a couple podcasts ago? If you don't appease everybody,
that's true.
That Michigan game, we gave him no tick.
None.
He had like 5 carries for like 8 yards.
But yeah, we're in. We're playing Georgia. It's gonna be interesting, and also, which only one SEC team is in. Thank the Lord. I never would. I know it's because of Utah, but first time 2 Big Ten teams are in the playoffs.
It's crazy.
And it's Ohio State and Michigan.
Crazy.
I never thought I'd see the day.
2 Big Ten teams, 1 SEC, and a Big 12.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, too, with the Big 12, those teams that are leaving soon, Texas and Oklahoma, y'all, what happened to y'all? Again, I was saying that y'all can't make it to the playoff in the Big 12. What are y'all about to do in the SEC?
Father, they're being cannon
hopefully
fodder.
They make it to the top 12.
Oh, cap.
Hey, I'll put like this. I'd rather Alabama have to play one of them than fucking what team was that? You say
Austin Perry?
Is it Perry? I thought it was Austin Pease. Like
it's Austin P. Like P-A-A-Y.
Yes, I call him Perry.
Like I'd rather them have to play one of them.
We're gonna see. Like that's gonna y'all can't make it out there, but yeah, we got them New Year's Eve. So when that clock strikes midnight, we're gonna know if we're out, or if we're going to the championship the following Monday on the 9th.
Well before midnight. Some of y'all may have to drink before midnight. Y'all may not be able to handle it. I'm just saying, depending on how this goes, some Ohio State fans may need to be blackout to go into the new year. Forget what just happened.
Yeah, this city's about to be something New Year's Eve. This city's those bars are about to be hopping.
It's gonna be dangerous.
But we got a lot to. I mean, the corners didn't all of them. I mean, Kirby Smart. He was talking about. He's like, "Hey, I was on that 2014 staff when they kicked Alabama's they kicked our ass in the thing. I'm not taking this lightly." I'm like, "Well, that's not good." But
that's not good.
Yeah, niggas don't
He said,
forget.
I remember.
That's what got me this job.
I'm just nervous about the corners, and man, unless we get explosive plays, when we get in close games, we start panicking.
The sad thing,
We
I don't
really
know if
do.
this is going to be that close. Like just the way they play Tennessee, I don't know if this is going to be that close.
Well, people have been saying we're playing with house money, and obviously we're going to
play
really.
Wait, do they understand what that phrase means?
Cedric, I'm just giving you quotes from the fandom. We're playing with house money. We weren't even supposed to.
Hold on.
We weren't even supposed to be here. Georgia's the one who has everything to lose, so we just have to pray freely.
Well, yeah, Georgia has everything to lose,
But
in no concept are you playing with house money, because the idea of house money is that you walk away even. Nah, bitch, we lost. We out. What you mean?
My main concern is if we get smoked, because then it's the whole they didn't deserve to be here talk.
Absolutely. Like, we hear the shit. Listen, Michigan fans double down. That's what's going to happen. Especially if we get torched. We get torched. Michigan fans double down. Like, see, we told you they were soft.
You know what's crazy? The last time I saw us in the playoffs was that we got smoked by Bama. Is that really the last time we were in?
Yes.
Yeah, because we didn't make it last year because we lost to Michigan. So we went
and that
to
was
the
bad.
Bowl.
And some people try to make the excuse that, Ohio State got revenge on Clemson, which we did. That's the reason they weren't prepared to play Alabama. I was like, no, we let the Heisman Trophy winner have 3 touchdowns before halftime.
Yeah, that nigga was sweet, though.
And then he got hurt.
Hobble Jalen Waddle.
Cook us.
Cook us.
John Wade, all them boys got fixed up.
Najee Harris bullying us.
They got
that team was crazy. Nobody was beating that team.
Bro, they got served up. They served us the fuck. Like, I don't know. Even the random white dude that was in the slot cop pass. I was like, I don't even know if we could stop the Alabama receiver.
I just hate how we have selective memory. Like, don't act like we got smoked last time, people.
Like, don't be forgetting who Georgia had to beat to get their championships.
They beat Alabama in the title game.
Well, who they beat before Alabama?
Michigan.
Yep, Michigan.
Yeah, they beat Michigan.
Beat our ass last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they beat Michigan and Alabama because Alabama played shout out Cincinnati. But what a year, man. 2 SEC teams, Michigan and Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But we got time. I mean, there's gonna be some improvement. I think Buckeye fans, we say this every time. Please take it one game at a time. Like, don't start booking your tickets to SoFi because
book your tickets if you really want to go. If your ass want to go, just know that you may not watch Ohio State. Like, you don't know who's going to be there. You may not watch Ohio State. You may watch fucking Georgia, TCU, Georgia, Michigan. That'd be really salty if you have to watch a Georgia, Michigan. Well, I don't know. You may have some Big Ten pride then. Watching Georgia to Michigan.
Georgia would kill them. If Georgia beats us, it's easy money. I'm sorry. They're too good.
So are you saying that the better matchup is for us to beat Georgia? Think they'll have a more difficult time than beating us than Michigan?
That's kind of embarrassing.
Especially after, like, I'm just saying, I ain't got short-term memory. I saw what happened to us against Michigan.
No, I'm saying Michigan and TCU would rather want to play Ohio State than play Georgia.
Oh, absolutely.
So bad it just came out of my mouth.
I mean, if you let them, like, all right, you guys get to pick, they're like, oh, well, Georgia, don't get the fuck up out of here. We want a shot.
Because Georgia's trying to do something that hasn't been done in a minute and repeat as champions.
Back to back.
Yep.
Martin, hey, maybe your good karma will pay for it because you was disrespecting them last year and they ended up fucking winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, to apologize and everything. Maybe this is what God was intending for you to get that big win right here.
No, it wasn't. I didn't want to play them.
Well, I mean, it was
Didn't
either
either.
listen. It was either them or Michigan, and you already talked about the health and wellness of all Ohio State fans. I think for a sacrifice, I think it's better for Georgia right now.
I've been respectful for that team ever since what they did to Alabama in that
That's
championship
what I'm
game.
saying. So you never know, man. You got some good karma stored up.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see. But also, just real quick, like we talked about last week, Rose Bowl's playing ball. College football playoffs going to 12 in 2024-25. So if you don't make the 12, your coach is going to be gone within 2 years. Especially if you're supposed to be one of those schools. You can't make 12, which I do hope, because I know they're still hashing some things out. I hope 5 out of the 12 spots are guaranteed for the conference like champion.
I would love to see that, honestly.
Because that would make some shit real interesting.
Yeah.
Now, what do you do? I guess, what do you do if the conference champion's already in the top 5?
Oh,
I think you. Well,
because you got to find 7 more schools.
Yeah, you got to find 7 more spots if there's 5 conference champs, and then you take maybe the next 1 or 2 after, potentially, or 1 after. Like then it's just picking then because the top 4 get the buys.
Yeah.
And then everyone else has to play each other, and they're like playing the game. So you'll play like the championship games on the 4, like this first weekend of December, like they typically do.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'll play the week we would actually be recording. You would play like the week before that. So like next week would be like conference championships, or the week after that, depending on when the playoff games are. So you're getting shit moved. You're getting a whole other week, which is kind of crazy because to go into the other like thing, like transfer portal opens up literally after like that Saturday after those championship games, and the portal's going crazy. There's over like 1,000 people already in it right now, and people are transferring who are in big games. Like one of the Michigan players is transferring to Iowa, and he's in the playoffs.
Jay McNamara, he gone. You know he ain't playing. Didn't he have a season-ending injury?
I think he just got beat out by JJ McCarthy.
Because
someone said he hurt his leg too this year.
Probably so. Because him and McCarthy, like Harbaugh's like, I'm not announcing my quarterback. Then they just started going with.
That's a double tandem they like to do because Harbaugh.
Because the transfer was just so wild because people are just hopping in and it's crazy. I saw a statue that most of these people don't even get picked up. So they just, their seasons are over.
Hey.
Yeah.
I know it's their choice because they're adults, but it's like.
Nah, I mean, I'm just saying that's just life. Nigga, you better sit down. That's what's trying to get hopeful.
Because Eddie George was talking about, he's like, yeah, now people don't want to like try and get better. Because now think of it too, like you hop in the transfer portal thinking the school's going to pick you up. National signing day is literally in a couple of weeks. So in 2024, you're going to have the portal opening, signing day, and the playoffs all like in the same weeks. Which that's why being a college coach, hell no.
No, you got to be 24/7.
So like some high school kid, you're like, oh, I'm going to transfer to Mississippi. Well, they signed this high school kid. Damn.
Plays a better position than you do.
And on the flip side, the high school kids have to be ready to play now because some coaches might be like, why do I want to take a risk on this high school kid when I could just get someone in the portal?
Wow.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's crazy both ways.
Yeah.
Because it is free agency. Like once that, I just don't, it's just the same. It's the fact that it's the same time during National Signing Day. Like I feel like that's a lot. But
I just hope that Ohio State gets some cornerbacks from the portal.
Where are they coming from?
I don't know, bro.
Byron, see what's offered up over here. Where are they coming from?
Byron, I have got to that point too that if they're in the portal, they're in there for a reason.
That's true. We need some help.
They either most of them is like, oh, I didn't get enough playing time. Like the Alabama, man, let me read this. Dude. Where is he at? Tommy Brockenmeyer and wide receiver JoJo Earl are entering the transfer portal from Alabama. Tommy was like the number 2 prospect in 2021, 300. His brother's a twin. He's staying in Alabama. My question is, where are you going from Alabama? You about to go play at Bluegrass University?
Oh, bro, come on now. Don't disrespect him like that. From Alabama, he has options as long as he's willing to settle.
True.
Well, that's
like you ain't gonna go nowhere fucking crazy, but he can go to a good ACC team.
That just feels weird. Like you transfer from like the best program to like for what?
Like that doesn't sound too weird though, because like if you ain't gonna get ticked, then you ain't gonna get ticked. Like especially that position. Like if you good, you good. Like you want to go and get looks. Like you need to be on the field. You need to be on the field on 80% of the game.
Alabama had 3 wide receivers enter the transfer portal.
Dang.
Oh, well, that's just hello, Kent State. What?
I mean,
it's as long as you're willing to settle. If you're willing to settle from the it's the best program, so that's the one thing going for him. It'd be different. Like I saw the receiver from Kent State into the portal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it's like, hey, you good, but you about to figure out just how good. There's so many people out here.
They just need to. They need to figure it out. Like they really do, because look at this guy. West Virginia quarterback JT Daniels is looking to transfer to his 4th school.
4th? Dang. Tate Martell?
That nigga trying to get 4 degrees from different schools. Like how you graduate, you done transfer 4 schools.
4th, man. 4th.
Y'all see the Clemson quarterback into the portal?
Yeah, DJ Uiagalelei.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was surprised because I didn't know he actually got benched during the ACC championship game.
I saw that.
He ain't playing good no more.
I saw that he got benched. They said, sit your ass down right here. Shit, Texas's backup quarterback's in the portal. Mr. Card.
I know the quarterback from Colorado said he's transferring.
Well, yeah, because he knows what's about to happen.
Right.
Deion said he's bringing Louis. I mean, Deion really showed up. said, yo, my son, that's y'all starting quarterback, by the way. And then goes to the team meeting. It's like, all right, some of y'all go ahead, hop in that portal. All right, we know what's up because I got some spots already signed up for some people coming in.
That's
like
wild.
This is like a really. I mean, God, Colorado was terrible, but damn, yeah. I never see somebody just like, all right, yeah, now y'all know, just get the fuck up out of here. All right, that's essentially what Deion just said. Prime time's here in Colorado. They ain't even got enough money right now to pay this dude, but hey. The athletic director said, hey, the money going to be right. I'm waiting for that because that'd be a fucking great news story if that money ain't right and what Deion going to do. It's like, primetime, you staying or you going what you going to do? Because you can't go back to Jackson State.
He's out of there. Man was talking about he out. I do also want to say, because he wanted me to talk about this guy real quick before we go on. Florida QB Anthony Richardson's entering the draft. He's skipping the bowl game. I want to know why. Because dude, you're not good. Because let's keep it a buck, bro.
Oh, man.
You only completed 53% of your passes in college.
How many years do you play?
If he's skipped, he's probably a junior.
Oh,
your Florida went 6-6. 2 straight games, and like, bro, you didn't do anything. You're athletic and all, but you're inconsistent. Like, what you about to do?
But you know what?
Shout out to Florida too, because also Florida. So your scrubby quarterback is leaving to go to the NFL. Your other quarterback got charged for child porn. What the hell y'all doing down there?
Oh, I didn't know about that backup.
Jalen Kitna, John Kitna's kid.
Oh no,
bro, it's Florida, bro. You know they out there wilding.
Oh, and then former OSU transfer Jack Miller had surgery in the summer. He hasn't even played a game. They got no QBs.
Wow.
Trash ass Florida. There you go, producer.
Dang.
Wow. Hey, you know what's crazy? At the beginning of the season, it was looking upside.
It was, and Tennessee beat them, and then it all went to shit.
And then
what you mean, man? There was hopes that they were going to beat Bama. I remember those talks.
Well,
there was some hopes that Florida could beat Bama. I remember those talks.
There was, and then Florida hasn't been shit since Tim Tebow.
Damn, you ain't got to put him like
that.
It wasn't just Tim out there, bro.
Well, since he was quarterback.
Hey, I'll say this, though. They get criminals. Bro, you brought it. Bro, I'm saying.
I know.
I'm just saying. And you know who that coach was? You heard what Oso said.
Oh, no.
Oso said he doesn't give a damn. Hire the best defense attorney so Urban can recruit as many criminals as necessary. I lost it. I literally, Byron, you can ask Martin. I was dying. We talked on the phone for like 20, 45 minutes. I was laughing the entire time. I was like, I can't believe this man said that. That's funny as hell.
Well, Florida missed their fortunes because there was a quote unquote criminal who they kicked off the team because he was stealing laptops, and he went to Auburn, won the national championship in the Heisman. That person's name is Cam Newton.
Bro, they get criminals, bro. They know how to work it. They know it's like
that's a whole. I'm not trying to get into urban thing because bro,
they go to diversion program after diversion program. Listen, all we know about the people who got caught and convicted. That's all I gotta say. We only know about the people who got caught and convicted. Imagine how many diversion programs is happening in Florida. They got their own fucking probably diversion program with the players themselves.
Byron, you want JT Daniels, the quarterback?
Who?
Some OSU fans are already the dude who just already transferred fourth time. People are already talking about like, man, we need to go in the transfer portal and look for a quarterback next year. I was like, what?
We still have two quarterbacks on our roster that have.
They said they already don't trust Kyle McCord.
Bro, we said that last week.
I know, but
we did.
I had to pump the brakes. I'm like, we haven't seen them. Let me calm down because
like I'll keep it 100. And I'm sorry if you're a fan, Kyle McCord, and you listen, but hey, thank you for listening. But yeah, Nick, I don't know what you can do. I pray to God it's something good, but I don't know what you can do. If they go in the portal and find someone, hey, you beat that person, job is yours.
Yeah, but I had to. I don't know, man. Last podcast, which make sure you listen to, because especially the last 30 minutes.
Well, the last 30 minutes was the only sane conversations that were going on. There was like 45 minutes of just like conversation, then 20 to 30 minutes of just like, well, what the fuck is happening here? And then the last 30.
Oh, man. Last thing, Heisman is going to be announced this weekend. We have the final four. Caleb Williams, CJ Stroud, Max Duggan. Oh, sorry. Caleb Williams of USC, CJ Stroud of Ohio State. First back-to-back Heisman OSU finalist, CJ. So, cool. Max Duggan and from TCU, and Stetson Bennett from Georgia. When these came out, mostly everyone's talking about who all got snubbed. Obviously, Hendon Hooker. I was reading it too. You can invite as many people as you want to New York.
So they only chose those four?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, we ain't made of money like that.
I guess.
But that's a travesty, because the reason that gets me mad is no disrespect to Stetson Bennett, because I'm really not trying to disrespect any Georgian thing at all.
Talk your shit.
But how are you a Heisman finalist and you weren't even the SEC Player of the Year? You weren't even the SEC first team quarterback. You weren't even the SEC second team quarterback. Where do they do that at, Sway?
I was actually going to say how old he was, too, because everyone likes to bring that up.
Well, he's 25 throwing to 17, 18-year-olds. That's a whole other thing.
18 and 19-year-olds.
There's some seven.
Bro, I know this.
Quinn was like 17, 18 when he came.
Saying, but like most of the team is 18 and 19-year-olds as far as the youngest, man. Like,
not
I saw
in this
what you tried to
Cedric,
do.
because I'm mad.
I see what you tried to do out here. Play this dude to the max.
No, but yeah, you're right. In all honesty, I'm just actually mad. But That's disrespectful. Hayden Hooker didn't get invited. I'm not. That's disrespectful.
He should have gotten invited.
I mean, they could have invited him. They just said nah.
Yeah, they said no. And
like they could have kept the same four. Like, oh, these are our finalists, but we want to invite you anyway.
They didn't even invite the former Heisman winner, Houdini himself, Bryce Young.
Well,
yeah.
I'm assuming he's SEC first team,
second team. Hendon Hooker was the SEC Player of the Year.
SEC.
I'm still gonna get it. Wasn't a finalist, and he's a Player of the Year.
Heisman.
He might, which I'm gonna.
That
be
means
mad.
Stetson Bennett wins a Heisman. Because why the fuck is he there?
Oh my!
I'm just saying, why the fuck is he there if he's not winning a Heisman?
He's a top four. Yeah, they're top. Yeah, one of those four are going to win. I still think it's. I think it's going to be Caleb. I do. But...
I think it's going to be Caleb. But it'd be funny if it was Stenson. That would be your luck. That would be your fucking luck. You out here talking about this man. He ends up with a fucking Heisman.
I'm low key. This respectfully, Blake Corum from Michigan, low key should have been considered for an invite. Dude was balling.
He was. Yeah. Before he got injured. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've never not
Hyatt. I thought Hyatt had a great season.
Hyatt was there. Harrison, like, come on, bro.
There's options out there. There's people out there.
What?
They don't give a fuck. They said we want the quarterbacks.
They really only about a quarterback.
QB1s only.
QB1s only. But guys, I mean, this is it until a couple weeks from now. We got Georgia. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what that line does. If it drops, 7 is good. I just remember when we played Alabama in the championship a couple years ago. We were a 10-point underdog and lost by almost 100. So,
we got cooked.
I wonder if Aki's gonna take that bet.
7, giving him 7.
I don't think he will. That's not comfortable enough.
Well, when you're ready into this, Aki, let us know. Anything else, guys? We're in the playoffs.
We are in the playoffs. I did want to mention.
Mm-hmm. Huh? Oh, Army and Navy are the only game that plays this weekend.
Oh, nice. Good old tradition. Expect a lot of running.
I feel like Byron froze on my screen.
Byron said something, but his head's moving.
Yeah, now his head's moving.
Like, I don't know what he said. He said, I wanted to say, and then he stopped. And I thought I just didn't hear it. But if you're mentioning that, then edit this out, by the way. But, yeah.
Byron, you good? Well, thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay.
Byron? Oh, connecting to audio. Okay, he's reading.
Okay.
I got super nervous. Like, I see him moving, so I know he's not.
Whatever Byron's important thing is, he will let you know when we preview Ohio State versus Georgia in the college football playoffs in a couple of weeks. But that being said, thank you everyone for listening to the L7C podcast. Make sure you like, rate, comment, subscribe. Also, shout out to the YouTube fans. L7C hit over 100 subscribers on YouTube a couple days ago. So thank y'all for that.
Oh, yeah. Much love. Thank you. Keep listening. Now, drop comments.
If you guys can get us to that 1K so that we start getting paid from YouTube, that's game changing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you get to 1K, you start getting paid for your things.
How much you talking about? Is it enough to even make a difference in this world?
I mean, enough that, we're talking maybe, I don't know, like the percentages. I just know like 1K, like you start getting like Google ads during your commercials. During your shows.
Oh, see, I'm 50-50 on that. I want the respect of being able to have a Google ad.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I'm one of those people when the ad starts going, it's like, yeah, we'll just listen to something else.
That's true. Well, we'll wait and see. But with that being said, thank you everyone for listening to the L7C podcast. We'll be back in a couple weeks to preview the Bucks versus Georgia. Take care. Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon.
Take care.